What good should we do today, fellas? Onions here, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the new weapons from Borderlands 2 Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep DLC. It added 9 new weapons, and I'm not going to be going over the new shields, relics, and grenades because I cannot get them to work at the current moment. However, I will be showing off all the guns, so if you don't want to see any spoilers, I highly suggest you click away from this video and watch it until later. Now that you got your warning, let's go and take a look at the new weapons. The first weapon we're going to take a look at is called the Stinger. It is a Vladov pistol, similar to the Infinity, but it only has one special effect, and that is it. The only special effect it has is that the bullets bounce, and that's really all there is to this pistol. If you aim at the enemy, you get about 30,000 damage, 37,000 damage. Even if you bounce the bullets at the enemy, you get the same amount of damage. There has been a rumor going that this gun deals bonus damage when it bounces the bullet. However, that is completely untrue. You can see right there, 37,000 and 37,000. Same exact damage from bouncing and stuff like that. This gun is not very special in terms of abilities. However, it is slightly stronger than the Infinity and has a much faster fire rate. So if you're a freak for fire rate, this gun will be just perfect for you. However, I think I'm going to stick with my Infinity because I have infinite amount of bullets instead of 53, and then I would have to reload with this Stinger. That's pretty much all there is to this pistol. The next weapon on our list is called the Florentine, and it is an E-Tech Molly 1 SMG that is a Seraph weapon, and its special effect is that it has 2 elements on it at the same time. We already have a gun in the game, also made by Molly 1, that has 2 elements on it. However, the gun that I'm talking about is the Chulan, and when you use it, your character gets slagged, and you are more exposed to even stronger damage than before, and you will be going down a lot faster than you would without the Chulan. However, with this gun, you get both elements without a negative side effect, and I think this gun is an absolute beast. If you have a bad touch or a good touch SMG, and you just walk around the field, you will be dominating every single enemy that comes in contact with you. You get both shock, slag, either corrosive or fire damage, and there is nothing better than those 3 combinations. So let me demonstrate what the weapon does. When you shoot it, it shoots those regular light orbs that come out of every E-Tech SMG, and it will be dealing 2 elements at the same time, both slag and electric damage, and I think that is a very impressive gun, and I will be using this gun a lot when the DLC actually comes out, and you will be able to either get it from the Seraph vendor or from getting it from the raid boss. Next up, we have a new Torgue assault rifle, which looks pretty sweet if you ask me, and its name is called the Seeker, and it does exactly what the name says. Like, literally, it seeks out enemies and launches the bullets straight toward them like a homing grenade. Let me demonstrate what it does exactly. You can see that when you shoot the bullets automatically curve toward the enemy, and they deal the same exact amount of damage. And there's 2 negative effects to this gun. First is that it will deal the same exact amount of damage anywhere on the body of the enemy, and even splash damage. So if I shoot right here, it deals 183,000 damage. Even if I shoot the guy in the head, still 183,000 damage. It does not have a bonus multiplier for critical hits. However, this gun is also not affected by skills, which is a bad thing, because I have a skill called Money Shot, and it deals up to 400% damage when you are at the last bullet of your magazine. And if I shoot the enemy, even if I shoot him in the head, I still deal the same exact amount of damage. So this gun is not affected by skills and does not have a critical hit multiplier. However, the fact that it seeks out enemies is fairly impressive, and this gun will be very useful at far ranges out in the field. Next up, we have the final Seraph weapon of the new DLC. It is called the Omen, and it is fairly similar to the shotgun we already have in the game by TDR called the Octo. The only difference between the 2 guns is that the Octo shoots 8 bullets in a pattern of a square, while the Omen shoots 9 bullets in a pattern of a circle. Also, the Omen has this weird effect of going in and out and then curving around enemies, I'm gonna show you this right now. You can see the enemy stands right in front of me, and most of the bullets hit him. However, the other ones sort of went around the enemy and hit the other guy, similar like that. So my guess is that this weapon is going to be very good for large enemies, or really good at close range, or it is meant for crowd control where there's a lot of enemies close together and you want to get the ones behind them as well, and the bullets will curve in and out, swearing and hitting most of the targets in your way. But that's pretty much all there is to the Seraph weapons. Now let's get into the unique weapons of this DLC. Unfortunately for us guys, we only have one legendary gun added into the game, and I'm not talking about the grenade mods. We only have one gun that is added into the game with the legendary grade, and it is pretty disappointing. It is called the Ogre. As you can see right there, it has a red text saying Ogre chew their food, and what it means is that this gun shoots explosive bullets because obviously it's a Torg, and it is a spinny gun, and we already have this gun in the game in the grade of a purple assault rifle. However, I don't know why Gearbox thought it would be a good idea to make this gun a legendary, because we already have it. But my guess is because it has a very high amount of damage, and I'm going to show you how it works. All you have to do is aim and hold down the trigger, and it will release a hellstorm of bullets. That's all there is to it. We already have a purple grade weapon like this, and to be honest, I'm fairly disappointed by this particular gun, because I don't see any other special effect for it. Maybe you know the special effect. If you do, put it in the comment section below, because I really don't see anything special about this gun. We already have a gun like this in the game. Next up, we have a very cool looking shotgun that was discussed in one of the interviews with Anthony and Ashley Birch. It is called the Sword Splosion, and it is a purple grade. So let me show you what it does. When you shoot it in the air, you can see you get 3 swords flying out of the gun barrel into the distance, and it goes fairly far. You can see how far that went, and the projectiles still haven't disappeared. When you shoot against a wall, you just get a regular explosion, and for example right here. However, when you shoot it at the ground, you get additional bullets flying outwards. You can see it drops about 5 grenades, or 5 swords, whatever you want to call them. They look like grenades attached to swords. Let me do that again. You can see that there's a grenade attached to it. But it deals an insane amount of area of effect damage, and it will be very, very good against the skeletons. I guarantee you, this gun is going to destroy skeletons when you use it against them. Especially if you shoot at the floor and all this chaos erupts. And if you have multiple people using the same gun, there's going to be a ton of damage dealt to the enemies. Next up, we have a very interesting SMG added to the game. It is called the Orc, and it has a red text called Have I achieved worth yet? Also to note, this gun does not come with a elemental status effect, so you will never see it as a slag, shock, or corrosive or fire damage. It will always be a regular gun. However, it works similarly to the Evil Smasher, except not really. It has a buff to the gun where the bullets will split into 2, the fire rate will go up, and the damage will go up. And you will know that when the bullets bounce off the ground and they split into 2. Right now the gun doesn't have its special effect on, but anytime while you use it to fire, it will start adding its special effect in, and it is extremely random. You will never be able to control it 100%. Let's see if I can get it to work. You just need to fire it, and there's the special effect. You can see the bullets split into 2, they ricochet, and they have a increased fire rate and the movement speed of the bullet. It fires much faster and it flies much faster. But that's pretty much all there is to this gun, and it would be nice to see this gun as an elemental status effect damage on it. However, I don't think we're going to see that because, well, this is just an SMG made by Bandit. However, this gun is very, very cool nonetheless, and if you can get this, I highly recommend using it for just some fun. And of course, what could we do without Mad Moxie? We get another weapon from her called the Crit. Has a red text called Slippery When Wet, and this gun only comes in shock element. So we already have fire, we have corrosive element, and now we have shock. All that's left is an SMG that shoots slag unless it already exists and I'm very, very late. Anyway, this gun has a very special effect. Really, it's not special at all. kind of useless. However, I think it's pretty cool. When you fire this gun really fast and you try to reload, most of the time if you're firing and you just try to reload it, it will drop out of your hands. I don't know why it happens to me like that. Hence the red text called slippery when wet. So if you fire it and reload, it should... There we go. It should drop out of your hand at random. Of course, it won't drop every single time. And if you have a very high fire and you try to reload it, it most likely will drop. However, it doesn't seem like it's doing it right now. It used to do it a lot when I was just running and hitting enemies with it. But yeah, that's all there is to this gun. It just shock element always, and it drops when you reload it. I don't know what else to add to this gun, because that's all it really does. Also, it heals you for 2.5% of all the damage you deal or take. So that's something to keep in mind, because all Moxie weapons heal you as well. But yeah, doesn't seem like this gun wants to drop anymore, so that's good. And that's pretty much all there is for this gun. And the last weapon added in this DLC is the Grog Nozzle. It is the cream of the crop of this DLC. It is the reason why you should get this DLC. This weapon is the best weapon in the entire game of Borderlands 2, and I'll explain why. First of all, it is made by Molly1. It is obviously a Mad Moxie pistol and has a red text saying hand over the keys, sugar. But when you compare it to the Ruby, which it obviously is, you can see that the Grog Nozzle is not very impressively looking. It only deals 6,000 damage, and that's pretty much all it does compared to the Ruby. But it has a very high chance to slag an enemy at 50%, while the Ruby has a chance to slag an enemy at 27%. So if you fire the Grog Nozzle at Hyperius, Terramorpheus, Voracitus, whatever raid boss you go at, every other shot the enemy will be slagged. However, it has a very hidden secret item in it, or statistic in it, that makes it the best gun in the entire game. First of all, it adds 65% of the damage you take or deal to an enemy going back to you as health. With the Ruby, only 12% of the damage you take or deal to an enemy goes back to you as health. So right there is the number one reason you should get this pistol first and get rid of your shitty Ruby, because you will never need it again. However, this pistol has another secret attribute to it. The last effect this gun has is that at random it will activate its special skill, sort of like the Evil Smasher, and it will produce multiple projectiles out of the gun barrel while you're shooting for the cost of 2 bullets. The multiple projectiles do increase the amount of damage the gun deals from 18,000 because of my skills to 130,000, so it does randomly spike up the damage like the Orc and the Evil Smasher. However, it is very rare to get this effect. So that's pretty much all there is for the new guns in Borderlands 2 DLC. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay awesome, guys.